Just been informed that we have gone live. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to our final live Q&A session for you before you start with us in September. I'm Mr. Rosten-Smart. We've got Mr. White. Say hello.
Evening. Hello.
And we've got Miss Higgins as well.
Hello, everyone.
And it's going to be a little bit different from last time in the sense that I'm not going to talk as much. And we are having a few little technical issues at the moment, but hopefully we can get all of that sorted. But really, tonight is an opportunity for you to ask us any questions that you've got left. And we will try our best for you to ask us any questions that you've got. And I can now hear myself being echoed in the background. That's interesting. So I'll start off with a couple of the questions that we've already had. So some people have asked about parent pay. This is always a common question. A couple of things about parent pay. So you will get a letter towards the end of the summer holiday which gives you your access to parent pay. We don't like to send it out any earlier than that because a lot of people forget that it's been sent and then we have to resend it in September. So we just wait till the end of the summer holiday and then you can set it up. If you already have an account with parent pay from another school, unfortunately you have to set up a new account. So yes, you will get the information about that towards the end of summer. What I like about parent pay is that you get to see exactly what your kids are having. So I think that's a really, really good thing. Another question we've had is about visits over the summer. Unfortunately, I'm not able to organise any visits over the summer holiday. I don't think, I've been doing transition for a very long time at the Polesworth School, and I've never organised visits over the summer holiday. We did used to do visits, and I'm hoping that I will be able to do this again next year, is we do visits in the summer term for those that are feeling a little bit anxious about starting. But given the current situation, I'm not allowed to do anything like that at the moment. So unfortunately, I won't be able to organise any preliminary visits prior to you starting in September. Will children who have SENCO needs meet the inclusion team on their first day? I hope so. I have arranged with inclusion, and I can actually talk all about first day back arrangements in a minute. But I have arranged with the teaching assistants, with the SENCO, and with the inclusion managers that they will all be available on that first day in September. You will also be escorted to lessons on that first day in September by teaching assistants. So I suppose this would be a good opportunity to talk about the first day. So I am going to hand over to the other two at some point as well. It's not just that I like the sound of my own voice, but I tend to talk quite a lot, I've noticed. So on your first day in September, which will be Thursday, the 3rd of September, on that day, it will just be year 7 and years 12 and 13. Now, you won't really see very much of year 13 and year 12 because they are elsewhere in the school. Now, where you need to go when you first arrive at the school is you need to go to the school hall. Now, I, Mr. White, Miss Higgins, and the rest of the pastoral team will be waiting from about 8 o'clock. Sorry, guys, just letting you know about that. So we'll be waiting for you from about 8 o'clock from the entrance to school up to the hall. Okay, there will be a chain of people to show you where to go. There's also the video that's on the website as well, which you can see, which shows you where to go. It's really, really, really easy to find the hall. Now, the way the first day is going to work, now it's slightly different from how I would normally do it, but then everything is slightly different at the moment from how we would normally do it. There will be a very brief assembly from myself, Mr. White, and Miss Higgins. You will then because you're going to be in a year group bubble, and you will then go off. You'll be picked up by your form tutors, and you will spend the next hour and a half with them, where you'll be looking at things like the homeschool agreement, which your parents are currently signing at the moment. And thank you to everybody that's already done that and sent it back to me. You'll be looking at the IT consent form, and you will also be doing some getting to know you stuff that we would normally do on induction day with your tutors, but we're going to do that on the first day in September. I've then organised that you will have an assembly with Miss Fable and Miss Downing. So Miss Fable, the head teacher, and Miss Downing, the assistant head teacher in charge of behaviour. They will then be doing an assembly to explain to you our behaviour system at the school. And then after break, so at 11:10, you will be going to lessons, and your time at the Polesworth School as a student will start. I'm going to do things slightly differently. You are going to be escorted to your lessons on that first day. I'm not expecting you to just be able to find your way. So we're going to have a meeting point, which will be the science yard, the bottom yard, which I believe has appeared in one of my videos as well. And we're all going to line up in our classes there, and then you're going to be escorted to your lessons. I'm also, on that first day, we're going to give you a little bit longer for lunch. Now, you may be aware that the times of day are changing in September for everybody, and ordinarily you will be having a half an hour time slot for lunch. On that first day, and possibly the Friday, we'll see how we go, you will be having an hour for lunch. I think it's a really nice opportunity for you to talk to people in a more social environment, but also for you to so you don't feel completely rushed on that first day. We do understand it's going to be a bit of a culture shock that first day. It's going to be the same for us as well. We haven't had a whole year group in school for a long time. I for one, I'm sure I can speak for the other two as well. I'm really looking forward to having everybody back at school. How do you two feel about that?
You go ahead.
Excited for normality. It would be nice to have people back. Be lovely.
Getting back to work properly, I think, would be nice. Standing in front of a class of students, doing the job that we enjoy doing, and seeing a buzz about the place. It'd be nice.
Yeah. It'd be really nice to be to have all the children back, and all the new people as well. Okay, so that's the first day. Other things I want, it's funny because I've actually written down inclusion here as one of the things I wanted to talk about. I figure I've kind of answered that already. But if you do have any questions, please email or email me directly, or just put it on here about inclusion. If there's specific questions about a child, about your child, then obviously don't put it on here, and email me directly, and then I can direct it to Mr. Hobson, who is the Senko at the school. Yeah, so really, any questions? What will happen when we join the school? Will it be a little bit different, all the same? I'm not sure I really understand that question.
Well, it will be different this September compared to normal September, just because, well, some of you have been in school in year 6, some of you haven't been, and it will just be different because you haven't been in school perhaps for a while. In terms of movement around the site, we don't know for sure how that will look yet. That's still in the pipeline. But in terms of the lessons, you'll still have all your normal teachers that you would have had anyway. And you'll learn all the things that you were going to learn without all of this. And we're going to do our best to make it as normal as possible, and run as many things as we can, whether that be sport clubs or whatever. I mean, that will possibly be a bit different, but we're going to try and make it as normal as possible. If that answers that one. Algebra, yes. Ooh, or as my youngest brother might have called it, alphabet maths. Yes, we do algebra in year 7. You do it all the way through school, not straight away, but we'll introduce you to algebra. Yeah, that's right. Basketball.
So basketball we've done it as a club before. It depends what rotation you're on. So in year 7 and 8, Mr. Hockshue's head of PE gets year 7 and 8 doing as many sports as possible. I can't say everybody will do it. It will just be whether it's a rotation, whether the facilities are available. Obviously, we'll do that inside. There was a basketball club a year or 2 ago. Obviously, clubs will slightly change this year, but there'll still be those available. But so I can't say yes, a definite yes, but basketball is available, and we will do it if it's possible to do. But we do loads of other sports: badminton, netball, cricket. They're endless. So yeah.
Whatever there's the interest for, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we're going to try and do something with competitions throughout the year as well, aren't we? So you'll be in one of 4 houses. Do you want to go from that one about the competitions, Miss Higgins?
So we will do a lot of inter-house, inter-year competitions. So you will be doing different. So we, like last year, for example, we ran dodgeball. So it was like within your chute, within your house, you will obviously compete against the other houses. So the idea is there'll be lots of competitions. There was a football one last year. We had plans to do different ones as the summer term obviously went through. Obviously, we didn't quite get to there. But yeah, there is a lot of extracurricular within PE. And like Mr. White said, it's about if there's a sport that somebody wants to do and it's something Mr. Hockridge can teach safely and has the equipment for, then there's something that we try and do, particularly in those extra clubs.
In terms of there's a question about what is the reward system. I know that you guys have got something planned for year 7. We will be announcing the rest of the reward system will be announced in September. Do you guys want to talk about
a little bit? Yeah. So whole school, we have the merit system, which you'll find out far more about when you arrive, but it's a similar sort of way to what you'd have had at primary school, really. Whenever you do something brilliant or good that's recognised, you'll get points towards your total. And then something that we're going to look to introduce just for ourselves, just for year 7 to start with, is we're going to look at trying to have an additional recognition for 2 features. We've mentioned it before. So when we see or hear of someone putting fantastic work ethic, working hard, or also we get told that someone's been particularly nice to people, so well-mannered, polite, being kind, we're going to look to recognise that as well. Because they're the 2 things that we really, really want to push: work ethic and being nice. So we'll do something special for that as well.
I think that's great. I think that's really excellent. That's another good question. Do the children have to bring bags and no, well, you need to bring your bag. And on the first day, a bit like for induction day, really, all you really need is your pencil case. And we provide you with books. If you do happen to have PE on that first day, you won't be expected to get changed, so you do not need to bring your PE kit on that first day. Do bring a bag. It'll be quite interesting. I always like to see what year 7s look like with their bags and their uniforms. Get a nice big bag. Don't get
not a 70-litre camping bag though.
Yeah, not like a massive one. But I do remember a couple of years ago, it was quite fashionable for girls to have these teeny tiny little handbags, which were just about the size of my glasses case, and they'd squeeze all their books in. Don't. Just get yourself a nice decent sized school bag that you can fit a PE kit and up to 5 different books in for a day, because as I've said before, you will have to carry your stuff around with you. There are lockers, but not that many people use them, so you do generally have to carry your stuff around with you most of the time.
Miss Higgins, do you want to mention something about the PE at the start? Is that okay?
Yeah, so on the first day, we will go through everything your child on your rotation needs. So we will sit down with them and go through, for example, when they're doing different sports, if they need indoor and outdoor kit. Now, that will all be, and we'll obviously give them an appropriate amount of time to get that sorted. And we will remind them through every rotation, where that rotation is for 3 weeks. We all start on cross country anyway, so you just need your trainers and your PE kit. So that won't be on the first day, but that will be in the first kind of few weeks of PE. So if you do have PE on your timetable on the first day, don't panic if you haven't got your kit, because the first lesson, even when we talk to our year 9s as well, for example, we sit down on their first lesson and go through what they're doing PE for the year. So even the older students don't need to bring their kit on that first day, because we don't expect you to get it around with your bag and all your books. Okay, so you'll meet your teacher, you'll meet Mr. Hockridge, who's the head of PE, and we will discuss everything that you're going to be doing moving forward for that year, whether you're indoor and outdoor, so you can get it all organised, and we'll get you to write it down in your planner, potentially take a photo of it, so you've always got something to look back on. So have I covered everything there, Mr. White? Is that everything?
No, that's perfect.
Well, I think so. And I think I said this to you on induction day, Miss Higgins. It's really handy having a PE teacher, because there's always, every single year, there's loads of questions about PE. And I'm just seeing some of the other questions.
The other question.
Go on.
Named rugby top for PE. I'm not sure what you mean by named, but a
Your
rugby
name on
top
it.
PE, well, yeah, you don't need to have it embroidered on it as long as you can have your name in it. I know Mr. Rosten explained this on one of the other Q&As, but it's really important. We have endless kit left at the end of the day, and it's really hard to get it back to people if we don't know whose it is. So please, please, please name everything. A rugby top isn't essential, but it is a really good thing to have, particularly in the winter months, because we always ask that you can wear your base layers, which are long black thermals, but having your rugby top, I always find the students with the rugby tops just have that little bit of extra coziness. It's a bit warmer because you can't wear hoodies or anything like that. So I would suggest a rugby top's a good investment if possible, and get one that's slightly bigger so it'll last you at least a few years. It doesn't matter if it's really long, it's fine, just it will grow into it. So yeah.
Okay, good question. Actually, I've seen a couple of the questions that I can answer. I'll just answer a couple. One before this about how you keep track of your merits. That's all done, as far as I'm aware. That's all done through My Child, and when you can buy your rewards that it's like having a Tesco's club card almost. You build up points, and then you can go to the school shop, and then you can buy things with your points. So it's all tracked on the system, which you can see, you have access to.
And parents can see it as well, which is brilliant. You can see what they've been given merits for, and that's really good.
In terms of what time do we finish? That's all right. What time do we finish? We finish at 2:40 from September. With the bus update on the bus service, I can't actually give you an update on the bus service because that is to do with Warwickshire County. So you need to speak to Warwickshire or Staffordshire, depending on where you're coming from, for an update on the buses. I believe most people receive their bus passes during the holiday. But again, you have to chase up with county. We don't have anything to do with the bus passes. This is also another good question. Some of the uniform is currently unavailable. I just keep going with it. Obviously, if it's not available now and it still isn't available in September, then we'll deal with that in September. But if you literally can't get the uniform, then we can't expect you. We'd
never send you away for not having the right uniform if it's not available. Yeah.
But I think they will. I know that they've done really, really well, our uniform company, at being able to meet most needs, and I'm pretty sure, I'm 98% certain that they will have everything sorted and you will be able to get your uniform. And on my head, be it if that's not true.
Regarding the PE kit, I don't know how it is getting the PE kit, etc. Look, we understand there's going to be issues getting the correct PE kit because obviously if it's not available in the school shop, this is one of those things. So we'll explain on the first day as well, but you can continue to wear your primary school PE kit. So don't throw anything away just yet. And it's always good to have a spare anyway. So we obviously we have our school PE kit, but we appreciate there's difficulties going on. So just hold on to that PE kit, your primary one, because if it hasn't been delivered, then that's something you can obviously wear in the meantime. This is a lovely question.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Right. Don't worry, she won't get blown. It is windy on the field, but we've not had any kids flying away just yet. So if we don't wear black joggers as such, just because if you're involved in a sport, obviously it's sometimes black joggers, it depends how obviously skinny fit they are, but Mr. Hockridge always suggests long black leggings. So you can I personally have a pair of black thermal leggings that I definitely use in the winter, or you can just get you can get them from any place. It doesn't have to be a sports shop, as long as they're plain black with no logos or stripes down them, underneath your shorts, and even if you're not on the field, even if you're on the tennis courts, for example, doing netball and it is a bit windier, it's good to have that extra layer. So yeah, plain black leggings, and this is something we will go through in September with you. The pressure's on for PE today.
I know, it's always they've seen the PE teacher and everyone's like, quick, go, ask questions.
I shouldn't have worn this top. I should have worn like a smart top. So girls are allowed to do rugby. We do tag rugby with the girls. I think I mentioned it on the induction day that we had the Wasps in last year to come and do some coaching specifically. So it all again depends on how many students we've got doing different activities. Girls, it's tag rugby, particularly in year 7 and 8. We would never expect girls to just do full contact rugby. So yeah, tag rugby. I'm gonna leave that one there for a waffle
on. This is we've got something like that. So I know that Mrs. Shafiq sent this to me today, actually. I'm just going to try and find the message. So I believe that there were some superheroes traveling around Polesworth a couple of months ago, collecting old uniform. And I believe, let me just check the date, but there is actually a second-hand uniform sale taking place.
Covering the primary schools as well, isn't it? It's not just for us, it's covering the local primaries as well.
Yeah, I think
there will be an advert going on Facebook about this, actually, because I've got this here as well. So it's July the 18th.
Yeah, July the 18th. So that's on Saturday between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock in Memorial Hall in Polesworth. And I can see piles and piles of birchwood jumpers. I can see piles of blazers, trousers, shirts. I think it would be a perfect opportunity, actually, if you want to take up that opportunity just to get some spare uniform as well as, or even just any uniform. I think that'll be a really good idea.
And you can also donate the primary uniform if you don't need it anymore as well.
So this isn't something that we have organised through the school, as far as I'm aware, but it is something that we very much are supporting. So yes, hopefully. Last year the children need to buy an art book. Yes, the art book will be available on the school shop from September. It's a sketchbook, but pupils are expected to buy a sketchbook for their art lessons.
It's a nice book.
Thank you for raising that with me. I am going to take that one for you tomorrow. I know there's a couple, and we haven't been able to get some teachers, because they've been shielding, haven't necessarily been able to provide us with videos. But I will chase that for you tomorrow.
Enrichment. Well, that's not. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That's not a compulsory part of the timetable. So that could be when you do extracurricular clubs. But it covers a whole multitude of different things. And for one or two students, it could also mean detention time. But it tends to be clubs, and it's at 2:40. So it's not a timetabled lesson that everybody will do. It's like a bonus time.
It's like, for example, we could do. For last year we did dance club at lunch times. That will be more an after school thing, because obviously with the staggered lunch times, and when we were talking about the basketball and the clubs that we've had, and then it could also link, I think I mentioned this on induction day, about design, do different clubs, music, drama. So all those sort of things are classed as enrichment at that 2:40 time. I've seen that on the timetable. So.
And then also in your planner, in your day book, which you will get on the first day, which is it's like a homework diary. But I've also included, and this is from Mrs. Favell, her Dare to Be challenge, and it's a list of 50 things that aren't really to do. They're extracurricular things that you can achieve through your time at the Polesworth School, and every time you achieve one, you tick it off. And then there'll be a reward from Mrs. Favell if you manage to achieve all 50 of them. And it's all kinds of things like make a new friend, or help an old person across the road, just all kinds of things that will enrich you as a person. And we just want to encourage people to do as much of that as possible. So you'll see that, and I'll explain that to you in September. No,
enrichment time is optional. We'll encourage it. It's a great way to meet people and to try new things, but no, you don't have to do it. No. Do we need to have the art book ready to go in September? Somebody's asking. Do we need to have the art book ready to go in September?
Nope. Buy it. You can buy it. You won't get a detention if you haven't bought it for September. I'll make sure of that. Don't worry.
And that'll be the same for the vast majority of equipment. We don't look to give out detentions. It's the first couple of weeks at least are about, let's make sure everyone's got everything they need and support that case. And then we wouldn't do that just right at the start. No.
The school shop is on the website. I think it's on my child.
On the homepage, but I'm not sure it's turned on at the minute.
At the moment. It's not open at the moment.
Normally, you'd go to the school homepage, and in the bottom right-hand corner is like a green circle of different symbols, and it's the shopping trolley one. But that's switched off at the minute.
Snacks break, and so all kinds of snacks. There's hot snacks, there's cold snacks, there's whatever you want, really. If you want a bacon sandwich, there's there are bacon sandwiches available. There's slushies, unfortunately. There's
bring your own,
but they don't have sugar. I just want to be really clear. The slushies, I think everyone thinks that they're full of sugar, but they're not. They have no sugar in them at all. All kinds of stuff. Slice of pizza, just you name it, it is probably there and available for you.
And you can bring your own as well.
So what activities can you do at lunch? That will be something that we'll let you know in September. We've got to obviously sort out what's going on with the staggered lunches and different times. So I think I'm right in saying that, aren't I, Mr. White and Mr. Rosten? That will be something. Lunchtime's much shorter than it has been. So yeah,
it's unlikely. Unlikely to be at lunchtime. In terms of the snacks, though, like Mr. Rosten has said already, it's cashless. So that's where you put your money on parent pay, and you don't need to bring in money then to pay for it.
In fact, just to reiterate that, actually, you never have any need to bring any money into school at all, because there is no cash on site.
No.
Oh, we've had that one.
Yeah, that's all right. We've done that one. Yeah. No, you don't have to. I just thought say a quick time when you'd see us then. So you'll see myself and Miss Higgins in our weekly assemblies, but you'll also see us during tutor times as well. So we're going to be in and out of tutor time, probably once a fortnight-ish, saying hello and checking everything's okay then. But we're also going to try and be in your lessons as well. So we'll see you in different lessons that you'll be in, just checking if everything's all right, if there's anything we can do, just seeing what you're learning, maybe relearn it for ourselves, and just check everything's exactly as it should be in terms of supporting you, to make sure, again, that you're working hard when that's what we expect you to and what your parents expect you to do, and that everything's as it should be. And then we're going to look to, as we said already, really look to try and recognise all the achievements and all the things that you'll be doing. So it could be that you've made a real improvement in something. It could be that you've shown a real effort for something. And it could be out of school as well. So if you've got a particular achievement that you've reached or raised, or something you've achieved out of school, let us know, because we want to be involved with that as well.
In terms of the next question, which is about a menu with a price list, I believe that once school starts, there is a menu available on the school website. If there isn't, I'm going to check that tomorrow.
I think it's on parent pay.
I think it is, isn't it? And I think on average, most people, it's about £2 to £3 a day. If you want a snack and to have a meal at lunchtime, that would be more than enough.
The hot meals are really good value. They're really good as well. It's a nice treat in the week for me.
Actually, the roast dinner on a Tuesday.
There's all sorts of sandwiches and paninis and pasta bars and loads of things, but particularly the hot lunches that they make on site are really, really good.
Is parent paying child?
I don't know the answer to that question. I think they're two separate things.
Yeah.
My child is where you will make your parents' evening appointments. You will also be able to access your children's reports on My Child. Parent pay is literally you just put money in and then you buy stuff. You pay for trips and you pay for your lunches.
Yes, please drink lots of water. I'm a great fan of that.
Yeah, bring your own bottle, and there are water fountains around the school. I don't know if they're going to be in operation in September. They're not at the moment, but yes, we encourage you to bring water, and you are allowed to drink water and only water in lessons. No other drinks, no food in lessons, but you are allowed a bottle of water in lessons. Lunch is half an hour and break time is 15 minutes. Break time is at 10:55 in the morning, and lunchtime for you guys will be at 12:40.
I just saw one about a year 7 rugby team. I think Mr. Hockshire's replied, but just if you didn't see it, yes, like I said, we hope to have one, and that's something when we get into September we can start arranging. But we're really keen to get as many clubs going for the year 7s with a variety of sports that we possibly can offer.
So long as rugby's going, then.
Yeah. So obviously, we're still waiting for different with the current situation. But yeah, as Mr. Hock said, we hope to have one. If you didn't see that.
Parent pay information you will get towards the end of the summer holiday. And I've just seen another question about pre-ordering. Pre-ordering can be done earlier that day. So what that means is if you're going to school, if you're getting a little bit early, you can pre-order your lunch. There is a machine to do that on. I think it's pretty straightforward. What I have asked, and what we normally do in the first couple of days, because part of our parent pay and cashless system is that we use your thumbprints that's your form of identification. So on the first or second day, you will have your thumbprints taken on a scanner, and then there's a machine by the entrance to the hall where you can either add money into your account, or you can do your pre-ordering from there. And you get a little slip, and then at lunchtime you still have to queue. But like if you're ordering a panini, for example, if you're ordering a panini and you haven't pre-ordered it, you have to wait for it to cook. If you've pre-ordered it, it will be on a separate table with your tag or your ticket, and then you go and pick it up.
We'll show you all of it. The first week, we'll show this is where that is, and that's where you get that, and your teachers will take you and guide you to it, so you don't need to worry at all. But yeah, you can. The kids pre-order, not the adults. So when the kids arrive, there's a machine, and they pre-order what they want, and they can do that at the start of the day if there's time, if they arrive on time for that, or at lunchtime. Break time.
Yeah, and I've been to many primary schools over the years, and it's not. We're not going to take a register first thing in the morning and go, do you want option A, B, or C? Like I know you do that in some of the primary schools. We don't do that. It's a bit of independence for you actually, because you get to choose what you eat. It's nothing to do with us at all. Hence, we don't always know all the answers to the questions about food. Will you still? Do you know? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. Know if people will be taking your thumb.
You can use a pin as well. So my thumb sometimes doesn't work. I've got scars on it. I've got a pen. It doesn't pick it up. So you've got a 4-digit pin that you can type in as well. Again, we'll have to think all this through though about wiping down the machinery and various things. It's new to us all. So that's another good point we'll have to consider.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Missed anything.
Is enrichment every day? Not quiet.
Probably. Again, a lot of things are up in the air, but there will tend to be something available most days of the week. But there'll be a time when we know what we're allowed to do, and when we've put a timetable in place, that will be sent out, so you'll know what's available on which days, and it will always be the same thing. So it won't just change sort of with the wind. It'll be Mondays for this and Tuesdays for that, and we'll tell you all of those things once it's all confirmed.
Yeah. That will be publicised on Facebook as well. So staff will send details of classes and groups, whether it's lunchtime or after school, and that will all appear on Facebook as well for you to check.
And I like the picture of the alpaca. So do children need face masks? As far as I'm aware, current guidance is no. Hand gel, there will be plenty of hand gel around the school. But as the current guidance is that we will not be wearing face masks. That may change by September though. So
yeah,
we'll keep you posted when we know. Unfortunately, everything is kind of up in the air at the moment, as we keep saying. We don't know.
No, you will know at the same time we do, because it'll be on the news.
Yeah.
Mrs. Favel has just written, enrichment is simply after school clubs activities. It isn't a timetable part of the day, it's voluntary.
So for We
Thank you,
do
Miss
like
Abel.
a new timetable that we'll obviously put out on Facebook, and you'd have it in your tutor groups. There might be one for the different departments, so there'll be lots of opportunities on different days for different year groups, but that's all to be confirmed in September.
But you'll be amazed actually at how quickly you settle in and how quickly you just get used to everything. And there's things that we don't necessarily know the answers to. Like I don't really know how you pre-order, but all the kids do, and you just learn it. It's just a lot of the stuff that you learn at school, you will learn from other pupils, older pupils, brothers and sisters. And another message from Miss Table: hand gel will be available in every room, and we are still waiting for government guidance re masks.
I mean, I would say in our house we're getting them anyway because we need them for the shops. So you know, it just you're probably going to get hold of something anyway. So you'll probably have them. So it won't be a special one for school. It won't be have Polesworth logo on it. Bit of branding.
Oh, that would be good though, wouldn't it? Are the tutor introduction? This is a question for Mr. Brooks actually. Are the tutor introduction videos going to be posted on YouTube?
They are, and they are already there. They've been there for a while. If you look under the year 6-7 transition, you'll see all the years 6 and 7 tutors. The heads of year for the rest of the school are also on there as well. We don't have tutor videos for all the staff, just because everybody is on a ad hoc timetable. So getting that many staff together is a bit of an impossible job at the moment. But hopefully in the future there will be possibly opportunities to do that just for general knowledge. So at the moment we've got year 6 and 7 and the heads of years on YouTube.
There's loads of documents on the web page as well. If you click the year 6-7 transition button, there's loads of booklets and brochures and information there as well. So you might not have seen a video for your tutor, but they've got like a little profile part of it. There's plenty of information there for Mr. Rosten as well. So if you've not checked that bit out, I definitely would recommend looking on the website at that part. There's information there on what kit you need. Yeah, really good information on there.
Yeah, there's a handbook. There's also the transition book that I sent out last week. There's also some frequently asked questions, which I got the children at Birchwood and Dordon to send me in, and there's answers to all those questions. So if there is anything that you think about after today, then feel free. Oh, good question from Josh Remington. How many children are there in year 7? There are currently just over 240 children going into year 7, which I guess for most of you is bigger than your entire primary school. There will be 8 groups in year 7. So yes, just over 240 children. So it's a lot of people. And you times that by 5, and then at the 6th one, we've got just over 1,600 people starting in September.
But that's our normal year size. Is exactly what we're used to.
Yes.
We've got another message from Ed just saying that there will be a full information booklet about September, and that will be with parents by Friday. Obviously, we're just getting the information from the government as it comes, so it is on its way.
But if you do have any questions, it's really important that just ask them. Just email across rather than letting it worry. And that's not just in the next few weeks. Actually, throughout the year, just don't worry about getting hold of us. Any important questions that's worrying you, then we can probably sort that out straight away. Wearing uniform, yes. Again, unless anything changes and we're told that students shouldn't wear uniform, yep, full uniform from day 1. But things do change daily, sometimes 2 or 3 times daily. But yeah, full uniform, if you can get hold of it in September.
Just a quick note about contacting.
Sorry, go on, Mr. Brooks.
I was just going to say, just a quick note about contacting questions is that you can message us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or if you go to the school website, there is all the contact information. There's an admin email address, and so when your emails come in, we'll just direct them to the right place.
And you will also
question about the diary book.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Mr. Brooks said. I have You should all have my email address. I've put it on pretty much every single piece of communication I've sent you. So, I will always answer your emails, as will Mr. White and Miss Higgins. We will always get back to you. Might not be that moment, but we will try our best to get back to you as quickly as we can. Your timetable is not in your planner. You get a copy of your timetable on the first day, but that is also available on My Child. Somebody else has asked that question. My recommendation, and I say this every single year, is print off a copy of the timetable, stick it on your fridge. That way you will know what your kids have got. Your kids will know what they've got.
There's space to write it in the planner, isn't there? There's space that you write it in, and then you keep a copy safe. And yes, it will also, I believe, it's on My Child, isn't it?
I had a parent last year that had said that it was a great idea. She told me that she'd taken a photo on her phone of the timetable on the first day and actually got the student to as well. So obviously we don't phones around school, but it just in the morning if they haven't got their planner out. And also because the parent had it, she actually printed it off when she got lost. It is on My Child, but it might be helpful while year sevens are getting used to the fact that they're moving from lesson to lesson. It was really good advice from her. She said that it really helped because she could encourage her child in the morning what lessons they were going to, so they were both aware. So the fridge is good, or I'd just take a photo.
And don't panic. Every member of staff on their computer will have access to every single person's timetable. So if you're worried, find a teacher. It might take us a couple of minutes to get, but we can log in and tell you what you've got for that day. But ideally, we want you to be responsible for what you're doing throughout that day. But if for some reason you've lost it, we'll sort it. But we want you to be responsible for not losing things, really.
Yeah, can I just say, it's really nice. There's some really nice comments coming in now. And thank you. Thank you about my haircut. Yeah, thanks. It was long. It was well needed.
And Laura there has just popped at the bottom. Was in my first tutor group. So evening, Laura.
Yes, hello, Laura. And Laura's brother. This was many years ago, wasn't it? Gosh.
That's really lovely to read.
It's very sweet. So, are there any more questions? It's been lovely, and what I've learned from lockdown, I have to say, is that it's kind of made us think about doing things in a different way, and this is definitely something that I would be interested in doing after as well. So next year, even if we're back to normal, I will definitely carry on doing stuff like this for new parents, for all parents. I think we've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, something myself and Miss Higgins are really, really passionate about, as well as many people in the school, is trying to strengthen that relationship between home and school. We've said before that it's really, really vital. We all want the same thing, and we're all going to support each other to get exactly the same thing. And that communication is vital. It's fantastic what Mr. Rosten and Mr. Brooks have put forward the last few weeks. Really is incredible. And I think we've had a lot of communication from parents thanking them as well. So I just thought pat on the back there. He's sometimes a shrinking violet, isn't he?
Or me. So unless there are any more questions, unless there's anything anybody else wants to say from the four of us, it's funny. I left Polesworth in 2004. It's so funny. What's scary is I've been there since 2003, so I may have even known you. It has been a pleasure doing this. Like I said, if you've got any more questions, just email us directly or ask Facebook. We will get back to you, and hope you all have a great summer holiday, and can't wait to see you in September.
One final mention would be, if you haven't signed up for Numerize yet, it's really good. We've had loads of positive feedback from parents who have sent me an email to say that their son or daughter has completed it, and we'll send certificates out. It's called Numerize Year 6 B Secondary Ready. Just a nice little thing to be doing over the holidays as well.
And there's the PE one. I'm not sure if it's emailed out yet, but it's the logbook. So any exercise, even if it's walking the dog or going for a walk with your friend, get your parents to sign it off, and then we collate them together and give awards based on the amount you've done. But the fact that just doing some would be brilliant. Keep that fitness up over the summer as well.
And
One
I've
for you,
just
Mr. Brooks.
the homework from induction day is now available on Facebook. I'm also going to get it uploaded to the school website tomorrow. And you'll also see on the school website there is a transition booklet. This is not compulsory, but it's full of lots of information that might help you. It's got like a copy of a timetable and some activities, how to read the timetable, things that you might be worried about, what to do if you feel that you're being bullied, etc. All things that you've probably thought about, but that's all available on the school website. And I'm sure you'll probably get some emails from me over the summer holiday as well.
Just a quick one. If you are doing any of these activities, if you're doing any of the PE or any of the work, and you want to send us a photo or a video and tag us online, it'll be really nice to see what you're doing and involve you with our social media as well. So if you're doing a crazy workout and you want to post us a video and tag us in it, then please do. And then we'll maybe get Mr. White to try and beat your time and have a go as well.
Thanks.
Challenge is on.
And then you'll destroy it. Thanks.
Right, brilliant.
Oh, good.
Well, have a lovely evening, nice summer holiday, and we'll see you all in September.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
I'm going to
See
wait
you
you.
later.
Bye.
Goodbye.